There's no reason why a small group of people in the government should have photo conclusive evidence that aliens are real.
And well, I think that this gets into the bigger discussion of what do we know, right? Going back to some of these books that were moved. There's a good podcast right now called The Autistic Tapes, and it talks about how some non-speaking or non-verbal autistic kids actually are exhibiting telepathy.
You mean the telepathy tapes?
Yeah, the telepathy
Yeah.
tapes. Some verbal autistic kids are exhibiting telepathy. You know, this concept, again, if you were to talk about it 20 years ago, people will call you crazy. But, you know, I think based on what we're seeing now, based on the fact that our own government's looked into it, based on the stuff that you were saying, I mean, you can find all this information publicly available and it's out there. And I think that there's something to it. And so, you know, we're seeing, and we've heard, this is in non-classified settings, we've heard from people that have come forward that are saying, you know, we're being able to, via meditation, we're essentially like downloading information. We can communicate with these things. Granted, you know, when I'm sitting in my congressional office and I'm hearing this, I take it with a grain of salt because we do get a lot of crazy people. But when you have people that are high-level executives, very successful, clean-cut, not on drugs, they're coming in and they're telling you this stuff, and then, you know, you're kind of cross-referencing it with various people in intelligence agencies. I think that there's something there and we need to be at least open to hearing the discussion and the argument for these things.
For sure. I mean, like I said, if there's a photo out there, I think you owe humanity a service. You're supposed to release that photograph. There's no reason why a small group of people in the government should have photo conclusive evidence that aliens are real.
And that's
crazy.
And there's an overclassification aspect of this too, right? Like if you're serving in the military and you're taking a photo on your personal device or a video on your personal device, that shouldn't be the purview of the federal government. Either which way, I mean, there's been now so much stuff. There's been a lot of fake stuff put out there. But the stuff that is legitimate that we are seeing, the stuff that we had people testify to in our congressional hearings, I mean, that's not a joke. And what's even more interesting to this is that I was actually able to talk to David Grush, who now is actually working with the task force to kind of chase down a lot of these leads in regards to some of these contractors that allegedly have this tech, right? So in talking with him, again, not in a skiff, we were able to actually flesh out that prior to him testifying that he actually received very real threats against his life and his wife's life. He's a sound guy. And then shortly after he testified, there was this massive smear operation that was launched against him to try to discredit his testimony. And so, you know, again, going into, well, if this stuff wasn't real or if he wasn't telling the truth, why would there be this massively orchestrated effort to, you know, completely just disprove what he was trying to say or to discredit his actions and his testimony?